Hello and welcome to another episode of Business Spotlight. I am Teresa Myrick with Action Coach Tampa Bay, and today I'm bringing to you yet another wonderful business owner here in the Tampa Bay area. Today we have Taylor Wallace with us. Taylor, why don't you come on and tell us who you are, what business you own, and how long you've been in the area?
Yeah, so my name's Taylor Wallace. I'm one of the owners at Paws and Rec. We're Tampa's premier dog daycare, boarding, and grooming business. So we serve a lot of pups in Tampa Bay, both by having them come stay with us for the day while their parents are working, or perhaps for days at a time while their parents are traveling. And then we also offer grooming and spa services. We're membership based, so we see the same kind of group of dogs on a daily basis, week in and week out. And that allows us to really get to know the dogs better, to get to know the parents and the customers, and to really offer a higher level of service than a lot of our competitors, both in the area and around the country. I've been in the business for about 2 years. I formerly worked with lots of tech startups, and when COVID hit, I was looking to do something a bit different. And one of my best friends had managed a doggy daycare for about a decade. And we had kind of always spitballed the idea of doing a business together in the pet space. And yeah, COVID was kind of the catalyst for both of us to try to become entrepreneurs and do something ourselves. And I've been living in Tampa on and off for about a decade.
Gotcha. So starting a business during COVID, what were the challenges that you faced?
Yeah, I mean, we had a bit of a different path. We acquired our first location, so it was an existing business. And that definitely presented some challenges in just understanding what the value of that business was, because they were still kind of getting back to where they were pre-COVID. And there was still a lot of ambiguity around whether or not we were going to have lockdowns again. Was there a chance? We bought it sort of after that first summer in the fall of 2020. And going into the winter, there was a lot of talk around like, hey, this is going to be like a mega flu every winter, and we're going to have lockdowns every year. So we were a little uncertain around, how that was going to impact the business. But luckily, being in Florida, everything stayed open, and we had a killer first year.
Wonderful. That's exciting. So you said membership based. Is that something that is unique to your industry?
Yeah, it's pretty unique to us.
Industry?
We basically have our members see us for a minimum of 5 days a month for daycare, and up to every day. Most other doggy daycares sell packages where you can go, buy a pack of 10 and you sort of use them throughout the year. But for us, it allows us to really understand how to staff and how to manage the number of dogs that we have on a daily basis. So we believe it allows us to create a safer environment, provide more availability to our customers so that they know that they can almost always get in. A lot of doggy daycares will oversell those packages, so it's hard to ever book a day. And then, it allows us to have a customer base that's a bit smaller, so we really get to know the dogs and the pet parents.
I love that. That is brilliant.
Yeah, we like it too. It wasn't the way my partner had run his business before we started working together. But when we acquired what is Paws and Rec, the first location, that's how they were running it, and we kind of took their model and elevated it a little bit, simplified it, and we love it, and our customers like it.
Wonderful. How many locations do you have?
We have 2 now. So we have one in North Hyde Park, and then we acquired a second business about a year after the first in South Tampa, just off Gandy Boulevard. And then we're building a third in St. Petersburg right now. It's actually where I just was. And then we're actively looking at new projects throughout kind of the Tampa Bay area, between kind of Sarasota and even Orlando.
Wonderful. So you answered my question, because that was going to be the next one. And when are you coming to St. Pete? Because that's where I am. So
yeah, me too. I'm in St. Pete now as well. So selfishly, I wanted somewhere it was easier for me to take my dog.
Right, exactly. So what do you see? Well, you kind of answered what the future is, but so your future is expansion.
100%. Yeah. I mean, I come from kind of the high growth tech startup world. So I like building and scaling companies. And that's really where we're focused is, how can we become really one of the bigger brands in pet care over the next 10, 20 years.
Awesome. Wonderful. So we're talking to, like, our audience is mostly business owners. So what advice would you give business owners who are getting started?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, where I've developed a kind of keen interest and passion is really to look at acquiring a business rather than starting one from scratch. There's kind of a growing trend and community of folks in what's called ETA, entrepreneurship through acquisition. And in the United States, specifically with the Small Business Administration and SBA loans, you can buy a pretty robust business for not a lot of money out of pocket. And the thing that I found is, I spent 10 years starting companies from 0 to 1. And that's what most entrepreneurs do, is they come in and they have an idea for, whether it's a bakery or a mobile app. And that 0 to 1 is really hard, because you're trying to invent something that you don't know if people will pay for. When you buy an existing business, there's usually product market fit there, where that people are buying a thing, that they're paying for it, they have a certain amount of customers, and you, as the entrepreneur that's acquiring that business, can come in and really figure out, okay, how can I improve this and make this better, rather than figuring out if it's even a viable business to begin with, which is, again, I think there's a lot of risk in that.
Definitely. Love that. So tell me, what keeps you motivated every day?
Oh, I mean, I love building, and I really enjoy the culture that we're creating, and we have kind of a funny band of misfits that work with us, myself and my partner included. It takes a certain type of person that wants to work with dogs all day, and we love that we can kind of create an environment for them to thrive and grow, and that gets me really excited. And I also love that we get to take care of like a lot of the dogs of Tampa. My favorite thing is I get to speak at a lot of events, and I'll often be at an event and I'll say, hey, I'm the owner of Paws and Rec, and like 10 people will be like, my dog's there right now. And that's really fun and motivating. So yeah, I mean, we love caring for the dogs, and we love building a culture that people get excited to both come see us as customers and come work for us.
Wonderful. I love that, because you speak to many of the things we talk about here, is creating a culture that people want to be a part of, because there are a lot of cultures that they can be in. There are a lot of businesses that can acquire them. So now it's about not only the benefits, but what is the culture? How is it going to be when I'm there with you every day with the same people? So I love that you spoke to that.
Yeah, and that's our big differentiators. I mean, there's plenty of doggy daycares around, and I think what really makes Paws and Rec special, and what we hear all the time, like if you go look at our Google reviews, is our staff's just amazing. And they really love what they do most of the time, and they love animals, and they get excited about working with your dog, and that's how we see ourselves differentiating over the long term, is really creating a culture that promotes staff to be excited about what they do.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. All right. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. I appreciate your time. Tell us where we can find you online.
Yeah, pawsandrec.com. We'd love to take care of your dogs. And then I'm pretty active on Twitter at Taywall. Yeah, feel free to send me a message on there, and I'm always happy to chat.
Wonderful. Thank you again for your time. And that's it, guys. I appreciate you watching us again, another episode of Business Spotlight. I'll have all his information, all of Paws and Rec's contact information below the video. See you next time.